You're going to make sounds that I don't like.
Yes.
Why would you want to do that?
To piss you off. Because this is our last recording from this practical
Well, you're
thing.
focused, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make these sounds so that you're
Welcome to the final, the end, the practical parenting podcast will
cease.
Cease, not seize. That's what Caesar did. Caesar seized everything.
Oh, cease.
Cease means stop. Seize means grab.
Sorry. See me no speak English.
See you.
Me no
see you
speak
later.
English. No. We have to stop this podcast because I've
no
stopped
speaking
speaking English.
What?
Yeah.
What?
We have to stop this podcast because I've obviously just stopped speaking English.
You stopped making any sense. Is what
Stop
you stopped.
making any sense. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I'm not making it. I'm
stopped.
like.
You've lost all direction.
No, I've got perfect direction. Yeah, I've always had problems speaking and making sense, but that is not the reason for this to cease. The reason for this to cease is.
You tried to use the word now.
Yes, and I'm trying to rhyme it with all other weird.
The only thing that
things.
rhymes with cease is.
Ceases.
Cease is. What?
I'm waiting for the rhyme.
Oh, decease.
How about thesis?
No, that rhymes with Mises.
Cheeses.
It's not a word. Sorry.
How about creases?
What decreases?
Right. Welcome to a rhyming show, which is what's
Welcome to language tennis.
going to be.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern here are going to. No, we won't.
No, we won't. Tell everybody why this is going to cease.
Sorry, can you ask me in English?
Can you please tell everybody why the practical podcasting parent is...
You don't even know what... Because you don't even know what it is. You don't even know what you're doing.
Can you tell everybody why the practical parenting podcast is ceasing?
Why it's ceasing?
Yes.
Because it's at the end. Because that's what things do at the end. They stop.
Yeah, we're at the end of this year, people, and we have a... what do you call those things that you do at the beginning of a new year?
Today, are you?
I am completely ready. I'm just not speaking English. What do you call those things that you do at the beginning of the new year?
Take lots of pills for the hangover?
No, like when you decide that you're gonna do something.
A resolution.
Yes, we've got this resolution.
A resolution.
We've got this resolution.
What's this wee shit? What do you mean? I haven't talked with you about any resolutions, and here you are standing here going, "We've got this resolution." I'm like, "What the fuck is she going to say?"
Yeah, we're not going to give you any more practical parenting stuff in the new year.
Well, what? None at all. None. Zero. Nothing. You're not going to give them anything.
No practical parenting. Absolutely not.
So you're going to give them impractical parenting?
Yes. No, we're going to give you something else.
What?
We're going to give them something else.
What are we going to give them?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Cheese toasties?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
What?
Well, you were talking about
I'm not giving anybody cheese toasties except myself.
Cheese toasties sound good.
With tomato.
Yeah, but we don't have
pepper.
cheese. And we don't have tomatoes.
Do we have anything?
We have pepper.
That'll do.
Okay. Cheese toasties without cheese and tomato with pepper.
That's just a pepper toasty. Do you have any bread? No.
Kind of.
Oh, kind of means there's bread, but you can't eat it because it's.
Oh, you can eat it. It's just not the kind of toasty bread that you'd like. It's different.
Well, it's different.
Yes.
The bread is different. It's not the kind of bread you. What kind of bread is it?
Well, it's my sourdough bread. But you don't really like it that much because it has a hard crust.
Oh, the crust is not hard. The crust is impenetrable.
That's not true. I can eat it.
You need a hacksaw to cut it.
I can eat it, and I can cut it, And you know what my teeth look like. I mean, they're more not there than they are. And if I can eat it with my teeth that are more not there than they are,
then you won't have any left, will you?
then anyone can.
Why would you want to do that?
What?
It's making your life hard for your life.
Because it's healthy. Because it's healthier than your squishy, softy, bubbly, spongy, toasty bread.
It's like biting a table.
It's still healthier.
Depends what kind of table you've got.
Well, your spongy, softy, nicey bread is full of chemicals that make it spongy, softy, and nicey. So you can decide if you want to eat chemical shit that makes it all spongy and softy, or if you want to eat real food that is not as spongy and softy as what you're used to. Because my bread is what real bread looks like.
Your bread is harder than bone.
My bread is what real bread looks like. It's not my fault that you're not used to eating real bread.
Real bread.
Real bread. Without.
So nobody else. So nobody else in the world is eating real bread.
Well, not unless they are. I don't know what other people in the world are baking in their ovens.
Not unless they are. What does that even mean?
Well, okay. Let's say my friend out there from Spey Bay.
Your friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Your friend.
My friend Claire
Right.
in Spey Bay is eating real bread because she can bake real sourdough bread with hard, dark crust. But no, those people who are eating the pre-sliced, pre-packaged, softy, spongy thing that never goes dry but goes moldy are actually eating
Mattress.
an unreal bread.
Yeah. Well, I did read an article that said that foam mattresses are made of the same stuff as a lot of breads now, which is kind of freaky.
You probably put the same raising agents in there.
Well, it's the softening agent is made from human hair, right? So it's the L-cysteine or some weird name it's called. It's got an L and then a hyphen and a C.
Some in.
Yeah, and yeah, people they collect human hair. The manufacturing industries collect human hair, and then
You should send them over. Here's plenty of it in the carpet.
So Jazzy had snorted all the hair out of the carpet.
No.
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 Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, there's an industry. The hair industry. Anyway.
So they collect human hair.
Bread. What are we talking about bread for?
I don't know.
What are we talking about your bread for? Your homemade bread.
I'm not
That
sure.
you could kill someone with it.
Because you asked me about the cheese toasties.
There's no difference between your bread and concrete.
We don't have roast chicks, darling.
We've got Mummy's bread though. You can chew on that.
She didn't mind having that for breakfast. She ate it for breakfast.
But she left the crust.
She left about half of the bread, but she ate some first.
Some crust like a tiny, tiny little piece of the corner. Perhaps.
Here.
What?
Human hair.
Stop it.
You started it, and you want me to stop it for you? Okay.
What's the question?
I'm stopping it
What's
now.
the question? Let's answer a
Well,
question.
you told me that somebody's collecting human hair and takes the L-cysteine.
That's not a
from it or
question.
something.
What's the question?
Well, I wanted you to continue in your what you were saying.
That was it. I don't know anymore because
okay.
I don't work in that industry.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay.
No. I do read the labels on the packages from time to time to see what weird stuff they've got in it.
Yeah, raising agents. I mean, if you want me to make some nice and softy bread for you, I can kind of, pick it off and
Take it off my softy head.
Yeah, maybe that'll help if I throw it in.
Nobody wants human hair in their food.
Exactly.
That's disgusting.
So why the hell do
Would
you
you stop
want
talking
that?
about it?
Typical.
What was the question? I keep asking. What was
There's
it?
no question.
Then what are we talking about?
I'm just continuing the topic that you started, and now
No,
suddenly you don't want to talk
question.
about
There
it.
was a question. You were going to talk about New Year's resolutions.
No.
You mentioned it. You brought it up.
I mentioned that. That doesn't mean that I was going to.
Well,
Talk about
why
it.
did you mention it if you're not going to talk about
Because
it?
I was explaining to people that there's not going to be any more practical parenting because there's a New Year's resolution which I completely made up because we didn't really make a New Year's resolution. But it would be a nice thing to make up. That we made a New Year's resolution that we're not going to do any more practical parenting for people because it's ending. The year is ending. The practical parenting is ending. You're all going to miss us.
The world is ending.
But it's okay. We're still here. We're going to be producing other stuff for you. So don't cry for me, Argentina. Right?
Land of silver.
That's it. We can just, can press the button, turn it off. We said everything we had to say today.
Did you? I just, it's nice to be spoken for, I suppose.
Okay, so, darling, what's new?
Well, you've taken over everything.
I know.
You've taken over everything.
I'm sorry, I'm on a roll today. I'm on a roll.
Stop banging stuff.
Well, who put this money there?
It was there from the last
What's that?
podcast that we did. Jazzy came in the end and gave us 5 pence.
You mean you didn't tidy up the podcast station?
The podcast station is perfectly tidy. What? Are you okay? Did you take your pills this morning? You know that you fall over if you don't take them.
I toppled over again. Stop pushing me.
What? I'm not trying to balance you. You kept leaning one way and then the other.
You're right. Ow. I sat on my cable.
Oh, somebody help us. Somebody help us.
I think this is why we have to finish this podcasting, right?
Well, because you've gone completely insane and make no sense to anybody. Yes. That'll be it. That'll be it. What would you like to do? And then, if you have any other New Year's resolutions that you haven't told me about?
Yes.
Are you going to tell me? You're just going to repeat the word yes and give these like one-word answers.
Yes. I have other New Year's resolutions. Yes. I'm going to. Yes, of course. Yeah. I've got a plan for this evening. I'm not going to be watching a Christmas movie with you guys.
You've got a plan for this evening? You're going to do 100 press-ups again?
No, are you crazy? I'm still recovering from the last time.
I believe you.
Yeah, I did 100 press-ups. Would you believe it? No, I am going to sit down. I have 2 parts of a it's like a live video, but it's there for the replay because it ran about 2 weeks ago. Done by someone that I follow on Facebook. And it's a planning session for the year 2018, right?
You can't even plan what you're going to do today. How are you going to plan a whole year?
That's why I need this help. That's why I need to watch somebody who is planning, who can plan, who has a successful business that's going on. And I want to follow this person. And I want to watch how they're doing it, how they're making their plan for 2000.
Watch me!
Darling, if I watch you and learn from you, I'm not bringing anything new into us, right? Do you understand that? If I watch somebody else, then I might be able to bring something new, right? If I learn everything from you, then I will never get further than you are. Do you understand?
Yeah, but are you going to learn anything at all?
Well, I'll find out this evening, aren't I? I mean, you can't just not watch anything because, oh my gosh, what if I don't find out anything new? What if I don't learn anything new? I mean, but that's just the risk, isn't it?
How many of these have you watched?
How many of these what?
Presentations.
Presentations made by this person?
No, just general presentations.
Or just general presentations? Not many. I don't know, maybe
4, 5?
Maybe 4. 4 max.
Okay, and from those 4, what are the most important things that you've learned that you've been able to implement into your daily life?
I have learned some information about blogging.
For example?
And
That's a general statement.
well, for example, how to create a catching title.
How do you create a catchy title?
I'm not going to tell you all my secrets.
Now,
I can't tell you everything by heart because I made notes. I've got it in my notes.
just use numbers. 5 ways to save your life.
Well, that's one thing. Use numbers.
7 ways to skin a cat.
Anyway, I have
8
picked
ways
up
to grow strawberries
some
upside
general
down.
informations like I don't know, some basic info about branding that I didn't know about, or you know.
Do you have a brand?
I'm working on it.
That's a no then. So you've learned something about something that you don't have. I'm not saying that's useless. I'm just trying to understand it.
Well, if you want to
Silence.
have something or create something, first you have to learn how to do it, don't you? I can't create my own brand if I don't know how the heck to do it.
How to You've spent too long in a little Scottish village, haven't you?
Yes, I have spent way too long in a little Scottish village. 5 hours would be long enough. Anyway, yeah, so are you telling me?
Which key?
Are you telling me?
Whiskey.
Are you trying to suggest that watching these presentations online are not going to give me anything?
No, I'm asking you what they have given you so far.
Okay.
Because I'm interested in seeing what exists within the grey matter of your mozog.
Oh my gosh, he speaks Slovak suddenly. When did that happen?
Oh, that happened a long time ago. I just
Buried it deep within the grey matter of your mozog.
I have it on the back burner. As they say.
Do not leave things on the back burner that never ever ends up well. Any mama can tell you that.
Unless it's coffee. Keeps the coffee warm. And warm coffee is a lifesaver. So it's cold coffee, by the way. But there you go.
Burn it as well.
Burning coffee.
Hmm.
It's quite hard to do that. It's like burning water. Something has to go extremely wrong.
You think I've never done it?
Have
You think I've never burned water?
Have you burned water?
Yes.
How the fluff did you manage to burn water?
Well, when I had Will, right, and I was extremely overwhelmed and disorganized and had an extreme lack of sleep.
What a great word. Overwhelmed.
I managed to burn water. Yeah, I was cooking food for him, right? And first I would put a little bit of water in a pot, and then I would put some carrots in it, right? But before I put those carrots in it, I just left the water in, and I was like, okay, when I'll wait for this water to, heat up, and then I'll add the carrots. And then I forgot about the carrots because something happened, and I had to run away.
And then you forgot about the water.
And I forgot about the water that's boiling on the stove. And by the time I came back, there was no more water. And the pot was so heated up that it was all black. It was like black and smoking. I don't know how a pot can smoke and turn black.
Was that my pot?
Did. No.
Did you do it to my pot?
No. You're not talking about drugs, are you?
What?
No.
Did you burn my pot?
Yes, actually, yes. It probably was your pot. It was probably the landowner's pot. Homeowners. What's her name? Landlords.
Yes, we live on a croft.
It's probably the feudal master's pot.
Probably was.
Yeah, because I don't believe you had any pots in that flat. You didn't even have salt when I moved in.
Who needs salt?
Everybody needs salt all the
Or you
time.
need an internet connection. You don't need salt. You don't need salt.
You didn't have the only thing you had was cheap fruit tea.
Yeah, that was those were like gifts from people that
Yeah.
I just obviously they didn't like it, so
Yeah.
I
I'd be
wasn't
like,
going to drink it.
hey, I'm going to cook some scrambled eggs without salt. Yummy.
Well, obviously I had eggs then. If you could make scrambled eggs. Ah.
Rhinoceroses.
Excuse me. Oh, is this a word game?
Rhinoceroses. You can see rhinoceroses.
Is that the plural? Is that rhinoceri? Probably rhinoceroses. Probably. Okay. Who knows?
Who knows? You're the English teacher, not me.
Anyway, so you were talking about New Year's resolutions.
Mm-hmm. What are your New Year's?
I don't know. I thought I'd learned to speak your language.
That's a good resolution. That would be a good start to improve our relationship. That might actually kind of, help.
She said, laughing. No,
After 8 years of, well, I wanted to say marriage. After 8 years of relationship, that could kind of help. 9. It's almost, it's 9 now. It's 9 years, guys. We've been together for 9 years. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, Jasmine?
Can't imagine.
We don't have
blink of
milk.
an
I
eye,
have to go
everything can
and buy some.
change.
Okay.
That's a
Stop touching Mike, please. Mike doesn't
please don't
like
grab
that.
the mic because then nobody can hear anything, and then mom's noises go up and down.
Yeah.
There's,
We don't have milk, but we'll go and buy some, okay? After we finish this, we'll put some clothes on, we'll go exploring, and we'll get some milk. All right?
No.
No.
No, she says. No, it's
Oh,
not
well.
all right.
It's not all right.
What would you like to buy?
Other than milk.
What would you like to get, Jessie? Alchemy. Yes, it's very important to have as much alchemy as possible, especially in a relationship. Right.
Right.
Right, naturally.
You're not talking about drugs. Okay.
Why do you keep mentioning drugs?
Because you keep saying weird things. Alchemy, alchemy.
I didn't. She said alchemy. You're not asking her about drugs.
Oh, no, because she's 2.
That's right.
So, New Year's resolutions. I'm going to do the planning today. And I'm going to make my plans for the year 2018. That's what mums do. It's just pushing down on the table. Make
That's
sure
okay,
it doesn't fall.
I'm holding the table together.
And
Okay. She's climbing the wall like Spider-Man.
okay, sweetie.
Jessie, got something for you. You left this here last time. Remember?
Remember? The 1st of September?
5 pence. Go put it somewhere safe. In the safe.
I'm going to write and publish an ebook.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
Good.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be supportive.
Like a freaking seal.
No, what? No, I don't know what noise.
That was a monkey.
Oh, what noise do seals make? Come on, what noise?
I'm not sure.
If that was a monkey, then what noise does a seal make?
I'm not sure. Sarah, what noises do seals make?
No, that just sounds like a.
You're choking.
Oh dear, that was bad. No, but it's like a monkey. What's a dog? That's what a dog does.
Oh, not like this. They've got those flippers
They
down
don't
here.
do. They definitely don't do this with their hands.
No, but they've got them down here and they do that. But you can't see it on the camera.
It's like oh.
That's it. That's it. That was it.
That's the one. That's the very fellow. Yes.
Yeah.
No, they can't do that. They can't clap because they've got their.
No, they clap
Flipper
their own
thing.
belly like that.
Like you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a seal now.
It was in that song. What does the fox say? They sang
The
about
fox,
it.
not
Yeah.
the fog. What does the fog say? Fog can't say anything. It's like misty and abstract.
Sorry.
and
What does the fox
not
say?
abstract. What's the word for when you can't? Intangible? I don't know.
Impalpable.
What does that mean?
That you can't palpate.
What's palp? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. To palp something. Stop palping me. What does that mean? Palpitation. The beating of the heart, no?
I think it means touch with your fingers.
No, that's just weird. Stop it.
That's so weird.
Touch with your fingers.
What
That's
was
poke. Palpitation. It's to do with the beating of the heart.
Palpate. No, it's touching with your fingers. Impalpable. Try to Google it. You go Google here.
We have to talk about.
See if the
something while I'm
word.
doing that.
See if the word impalpable or impalpable exist, because I sometimes make English words that should exist because they would make perfect sense if they did exist, and sometimes I find words that I didn't know I knew, and then I didn't know exist, and I think that I made them up, but they actually
There's
really
no
exist.
word. Oh my God! There's
See?
a word.
Impalpable.
Impalpable, unable to be felt by touch.
See? Touch with your fingers.
An impalpable ghost, for example.
There you go. I knew it. I knew I didn't make it up. Well, I thought
Also,
I did.
synonyms would be intangible. That's what I said, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Insubstantial, incorporeal, or not easily comprehended, like most of what you say. Right.
Yes.
So
this is exactly what happens to me all the time with English language.
what? You make mistakes.
No, I say words and I'm not exactly sure whether they really exist, and it's like 50-50. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but they should.
Damn them.
Damn them. And this one does actually exist, so that's cool. Get a point for that.
Yeah, you can have a point.
Thank you.
Whatever game we're playing, you can
Thank
have
you.
a point. You
Thank
probably need one.
Yes, absolutely.
You're so far behind. Right.
Thank you.
Resolutions.
Yes. So what are yours? I don't do resolutions. I think
resolutions.
a New Year's
I
Day
think-
is just like any other day, and I think that
like any
people
other
should
day.
have
I
goals
think
all
that
the
people should
time.
have
Just
goals all
shouldn't
the time.
it
should
shouldn't be
a day
connected to
no,
a
you
certain
shouldn't
date, because that's just how you put things. That's just how you move things into the future and don't get things done now. Is that correct?
You're just copying what I said in the last podcast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't remember?
I wasn't listening to you. Or maybe wasn't that when I was wiping bums or whatever? And you had your little rant here. No,
I can't remember.
I can't
It
remember.
was in the 40 Principles by Mike Cernovich as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that setting New Year's resolutions is just another way to procrastinate. It's just procrastination from the other side.
Okay, so I guessed it. There you go. I guessed your New Year's
Pointless.
resolutions.
If you're not doing it now, then it doesn't exist.
It's fun. It's an extra motivation up your bum.
It doesn't. Excuse me?
It's an extra motivation up your bum.
That's what I thought you said. Okay. Right.
I wanted to say kick up your bum, but I wanted to say it more nicely, and it kind of didn't work out.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It's just...
It just sounds awkward.
Happy New Year up your ass!
I'm sorry.
With us. Anyway.
I'm no Velmy.
I'm not Velmy. Hello. Scooby-Doo. Hello. Lost at all cost.
I'm no Velmy linguistically able right now.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
Yeah, I'm not very
got
linguistically
some
able.
funny-
Capable.
What?
Right now.
Capable. Oh my gosh, everybody's
Excuse me.
coughing suddenly.
So,
Yes, I'm listening.
what are you listening to?
You.
I'm not saying anything. Well, not anything that
What you
makes
did?
sense.
You
Anyway.
No, because you keep asking me questions and then answering them all by yourself.
Because I know exactly what you're gonna say.
No, you don't.
Okay, so
What
do you
am I
have
gonna
any
say
New
now?
Year's resolutions?
Why would I need to have any New Year's resolutions? What do you think that I should resolve that I am not already at this moment resolving?
Well, I would put it in a different
Every
way.
day is like New Year's Day.
New Year on the 1st of January
Happy New Year.
is a great time to actually sit down and plan your following year.
You know
right?
you don't sound
Business
authentic
wise.
when you do that voice.
No?
You don't sound authentic. When you start on that, I am going to talk and pause a little bit between each word or
And sound
phrase.
like a robot.
You sound like a machine.
Gun.
Kelly. So,
No, I mean,
yes.
at the beginning of the
No,
new
you mean
year,
yes.
you usually plan your year, right? You usually
Nobody-
plan your
no, no, no.
goals for the next
People,
year.
no,
I mean, how do
you
you
don't
plan
do
the
that.
next
At the
year?
beginning, it's too late. You're supposed to have long-term goals. Like you should be like in the middle of summer. You should know what you're going to be doing in January.
Yeah, okay. You do have long-term goals, but you have to at some point sit down and break those long-term goals into
Yes, but
short-term
not.
goals.
Yes, but not after the year has started. That's too late.
Well, that's why I'm going to do it today. Because it's the 30th. It's my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, my sister.
Oh, happy birthday, sister.
Yes.
Sister.
She's
7.
2 minus
2 minus
29?
3 divided by 4. You don't know how old your sister is.
Are you 29, sister? I'm not sure because she's got her birthday in December and it's very...
What kind of excuse
It's
is
very
that?
confusing.
Oh, she's got her birthday in a month, so it's really
28.
difficult to.
She's 28 because she's 4 years younger than me.
Was that difficult to remember?
Yes.
Why?
Listen,
I'm listening.
just don't go there. 28.
Where?
Happy 28th birthday
To you.
to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Sorry, I was doing that. Then the old school accent. I apologize.
Yes.
There
Stay
we go.
cool. Come home. See you later.
Yeah, and happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. Yes.
Yes, where is she?
Somewhere in South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's safe.
Yeah.
1 in every 3 women get attacked in South Africa, apparently, statistically.
Yeah. I think
That's a
my
horrible
sister...
statistic.
It is a horrible statistic. Yes, absolutely. I also know that my sister is keeping herself extremely safe, and she always walks in herds and stuff.
Herds.
Yeah.
Like with the animals.
No.
She walks in herds. She disguises herself amongst the animals. so
I
she
imagine
doesn't
walking
get attacked
herds
if
with
she's
the other
walking around.
girls, and she never goes to things like parties or clubs or whatever, and she stays very safe.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what that means. She doesn't go out. She stays.
Well, she's very careful. Okay, she's very careful, and that's a good beginning of staying safe, being careful about where you go, when you go there, who you go there with, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
What is she doing there?
Working.
Doesn't mean anything.
She's doing the same thing as she was doing in Austria, I think. She does graphic design for an editing publishing company ran by her church, publishing church books, and she does graphic stuff for that.
The covers of church books are always terrible.
Well, that's why she's needed there, so that they're not. So
They always look like they've been designed by Those look like they haven't been designed at all, actually.
Yeah.
They'd be better with no pictures.
Yeah, so she designed covers of books and the layout and everything that graphic person does in the
Layout of
publishing.
books. It's not just like page after page after page.
Well, yes, but you have to. I don't know what you have to do with it. You have to make sure that it's all aligned, and you don't have a title and at the end of a page and stuff like that. That you have pictures in there that are all aligned and everything. All that boring stuff. Yeah.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
And she's
Boring
painting.
job, actually.
She's painting as well. She's painting a lot of pictures. Nice pictures too. She had a little exhibition somewhere there in South Africa
Cool.
of her pictures. I think she had like 5 or so of them hanging up somewhere. And bought as well.
Well,
apparently.
people bought her pictures.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're really nice. Did you see them? They're on Facebook. On her Facebook.
I don't think that I've seen them.
I should show you. They're very nice.
Tag me, and I will. Tag me, and I'll check it out.
It's your thing. It's your thing. It's either tag me or send me an email.
Well, that works. They work. Well, why would I not suggest things that work?
Don't know.
No, New Year's resolutions don't work. They've never worked for anybody. It's just one of those pipe dreams that people have.
Pipe dreams.
Yeah.
Dreams of pipes.
That just means that people think about it more than they actually act on it. If you're going to do it now. Everything else is just a waiting game, a losing game.
Yes, but what's wrong with stopping at New Year and thinking, right, what happened last year? How can I tweak things? How can I get
the wrong
better?
time.
And what can I do?
It's the wrong time.
Why is it the wrong time? Why
It
is
just
any
doesn't-
time the wrong time? Why should August be the right time? Why should June be the right time? Why can't it be January?
Because you need more time for your planning. You need more time to organize things. There's nothing wrong with reflecting, but it needs to be part of a larger process and more well structured.
Well, who says that the process is not large and structured?
Well, yours is not. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, well, but I'm talking in general. Not
I'm
about
talking
me.
about you because it's real rather
I'm
than
talking about me.
abstract people that
me
don't
personally.
exist. I don't know what people always want to talk about abstract people and abstract situations and abstract ideas. It's like, my God, just deal with reality, please.
Oh, look, what's really this?
What if? See?
You sat down this morning at the kitchen table after you came back from the pool and you
Da-da-da-da-da.
grilled me for half an hour. You were grilling me.
You needed it.
I didn't freaking need it. What's this idea that I need your grilling?
Focus. You were not focused. Did you or did you not completely forget about this podcast plan that we had today?
I did.
And you would.
I
And
did.
and it wouldn't have been in your schedule or your plan. In fact, it wasn't in there until I pointed out the fact that it was missing from the plan, which I could see from the plan that I asked you to write down so that I could see if anything was missing so that I could help you. My
Thank
God.
you for helping me, but you didn't have to grill me 15 minutes before you started to do that.
I didn't grill you. I grilled
How much
you.
have you worked this week? How much have you done this month? How much have I done this month? Compare me to you.
Those are not real
Compare
questions.
yourself
She's
to
making
me.
it up now. These are not real questions. This is her. This is
It's-
her fantasy overview of what she thinks.
Did
she can
you
remember.
or did you not ask me this morning?
Da-na-na-na-na. This morning.
You
it was
have
lunchtime. It was
written.
lunchtime for a start.
That was about 11 o'clock.
I didn't get home until after 11.
Well, then it must have been 11:30 because it wasn't 12 yet because I started cooking at 12.
I didn't say it was 12, so it was lunchtime.
Okay. It was after 11 o'clock,
Grrr.
which is morning for me.
You're so imprecise.
And
Did you know that? Did
and
you
you
know that?
said, you're writing a blog post after 3 weeks. Do you know how many videos are made in 3 weeks? And you started
I
comparing
didn't say
me
it
to
like
you.
that. I did talk about that, but I didn't say it like that.
Well, it was very similar to that.
Why did?
It was to show me how.
Well, the original plan was to write something minimum once a week,
Yes.
but with the idea of doing a bit of writing every single day. We talked about that, right? And the end result is that it has taken you more than 3 weeks to produce a new blog post.
You know what I have been focused on for those 3 weeks. You know what problems I have been solving, right?
Yeah, but look, that's irrelevant. It's an abstract point. We all solve problems all the time. It's an abstract point.
Well, I had something much more important to focus on in those 3 weeks. That took all my focus away from writing blog posts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You didn't achieve your original. You didn't keep to your original promise to yourself.
No.
That's what I said at the beginning. You didn't keep it.
No, I didn't.
That's the point I'm making. Thank you for making my point for me.
Cool. Great. You still grilled me.
You needed it. Otherwise, we maybe wouldn't have realized that you'd forgotten about being here. Because I don't know what you've forgotten, because I don't know what's in your head.
Well, if you wanted to double check, you could have just come to me and say, hey, we're
I
online.
didn't know what to double check on, did I? I mean, how do I know what you're not thinking about?
You should be reading my mind. You seem to be doing quite well, knowing what I need and what I don't need. So,
well, I get that from the communication. I don't know that before. That's why I have to talk about it.
Oh my God. Okay. So,
information changes situations.
Is there any point that you would like to do during this podcast? Is there anything that you would like to talk about in particular? This being the last podcast, and
yes,
so far we've just been kind of.
Yeah, you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Okay, the floor is yours.
The floor, just the floor.
Yes.
I have the walls,
No.
the ceiling, and
You
the
can have
roof,
the
and
floor, but
doors,
you have
and
to
the
tidy it
windows,
up first, and then you have to hoover it.
Yeah,
You could do a bit of mopping as well. Yeah?
Jazzy's moping.
Are you sniffing the carpet again, sweetie?
No.
Does it smell like peanut butter?
No, she's being all herself. Anyway, yeah, I need feedback from you.
Okay.
I want feedback from you. Are you all right?
Yeah.
You seem to be bent into a strange position now. Okay.
Suits me.
Too sweet. Right. Yeah, I want your feedback about this is episode. How many episodes?
I've noticed.
This is episode 69. So.
Oh my gosh, what a weird number to be the last episode.
Why is it any weirder than 34 or 87?
Well,
or
yes.
26?
Yes, it is.
Why? Oh, because the 6 and the 9, if you change them around, they're the same letter, number, thing, symbol, whatever.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They look like Pisces.
Excuse me?
Pisces.
Bless you.
The symbol, the zodiac symbol for Pisces. Looks like 69, yeah. Anyway,
please. I'm still waiting.
You're waiting for me to give you feedback.
There's
plenty of bananas in the kitchen, sweetie.
Yeah, go help yourself.
There's a bunch on the bench.
Then you don't really want one. If you can't go and pick
Darling,
one up.
I'm going to tell Zora or Will to grab you some. I think Zora just went to the loo.
She went to the bedroom, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. Anyway,
what's my feedback on this podcast?
Yeah, this is episode 69. So we've done 69 episodes. Each episode is more than an hour. Some of them are more than an hour and a half. So that's like 100 hours of parenting material we produced as you hold back your yawn.
Well, no, because some of the topics that we have discussed were directly connected to the parenting, just like right now we've been blabbering about planning and stuff, right?
Planning is part of parenting. I disagree with that.
Listen, you could just say anything is a part of parenting because the whole life is a part of parenting, but that's not my
repairing
point.
The car. No, that's that's a generalization that I've never made, I've never said, and I don't agree with. So
you have the right not to agree with
repairing how to repair a car is not really connected.
Well, yes, it is, because it's a life skill that you should teach your children.
If you think so.
There you go. So
You just argued with yourself there. Are you aware of that? You argued both sides by yourself.
anyway, my feedback is as follows. I think that at the beginning we were a bit more focused on the parenting stuff than we were at the end. I think we were trying to keep more to the topic than we did later on.
Yeah, but at the beginning we started with, okay, we're going to talk about these 5 points, and we'd only ever get to like point 2
yes,
of
but
everything.
I feel that we made most of our points at the beginning of the podcast in the first parts of it's like the first 20 would be, I would say that the first 20 episodes were the best probably, and then we had occasionally a really good one, but it was
Occasionally I hit a
less,
good shot, but most of them were
it
terrible.
was less frequent, I think, because I think that we got more distracted. But on the other hand, okay, maybe I should just speak for myself, right? So just change the we for me, because it's probably a better thing, right, to speak about myself, because I don't know what your view is on that whole thing. And what else? I liked it because it moved me personally forward. I feel a little bit better about putting myself out there and getting in front of a camera and talking on a camera and making sense, hopefully sometimes. And that's a good thing. Another thing is that a positive thing is that
Get it out.
people know now that this is a topic that we feel strongly about and that we learn about and that we can convey messages about that are relevant and helpful. So that's a good thing too. And I think it helped us personally as well to communicate things and to explore certain areas from maybe slightly less emotionally and more objectively than we would communicate about them if we weren't online. What do you think?
I don't know, to be honest. I try to use logic in most of my debates. So as a result of that, I think that that there's not such a big difference for me in that area. Anyway, this is a really boring topic, so
Well, you asked for feedback. I'm sorry if I bore you with it.
yes, the feedback is actually boring me, to be honest.
Well, then what the hell did you ask for it for?
Well, I thought there might be something more interesting or entertaining or enlightening
than the actual feedback.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry that I didn't put a red nose on for it or didn't balance on my ears.
Yes, the feedback is important, but dry at the same time. That's just the way some things are. What?
Would you like a drink?
To
help you digest it.
Fighting talk.
To help you digest it if it's dry.
I'm okay. Thank you very much.
You sure?
You don't have to.
You sure?
You don't have to shove a glass in my face.
So,
Okay,
what
so-
feedback can you give?
No, I thought that you haven't really said anything. I mean, there's a lot that's gone into the almost 100 hours of material and information about a lot of different topics, a lot of different themes, a lot of different subjects, and perhaps there's been some nice things that you can remember from it. I don't know.
I just told you what was nice for me. Do you want me to come with the particular topics that I enjoyed discussing, or I don't understand what you want from me?
Anything.
Yes, I liked the way that we had fun when we were doing it, and I liked it when we laughed, and I liked it when you did weird accents that didn't quite work.
Like you're doing now.
Yes, and I liked it when we talked about important parenting stuff that touched us maybe personally sometimes. And I like the fact that we made some really good points, especially in those first parts, and then you remix them and you made the remixes and you put them out there, and they all sounded really, really good, really to the point, and people should definitely listen to them because they're super cool.
You see, that's the kind of answer that I wanted. You're right. You're playing with the cables again. You're still playing with the cables.
Playing with the cables. I'm just bending my knee. Sorry, Zora? Yeah, sure.
It's doggy time.
It's the barking dog. She got the
Doggington, the barking
ultimate
dog.
evil toy that a kid can get for Christmas from a granny.
Grannies are good for those kinds of things.
Yeah. And it's the barking dog. You turn it on and it just goes, half, 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 half.
You did like that. That's exactly how it goes. It doesn't do anything
Half,
else.
half, half. And it just keeps going on. Half, half, half.
It's a bit like you.
Half, half, half. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on until you're completely nuts and jump out of the window.
I can hear it now. I can hear it going off in the background.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're like, oh, we should feed it now. It's making noises. And it makes more noises. Oh, maybe it needs something else. Maybe it needs a walk. So they take it for a walk and it still makes the same noise. Maybe it needs to be run over by a truck.
Maybe it needs to be unscrewed and taken the batteries out of it. Sorry, got weird voice.
Strange grammar as well going on in there. No, I'm very close to snipping the cables on it. And,
you wouldn't know what the cables are. I mean, seriously.
What do you mean? Obviously, the cables are inside of it. I just unscrew the parts and just find the part that connects to the speaker. And
it's just a person who hammered a screw into a door with a cup.
That was a long time ago.
You did progress. You did progress.
And obviously it was necessary at the time because obviously I didn't have a nail or a screwdriver. And if I'd had a nail and a screwdriver, that would have been fucked up as well. So there.
I'm sorry. It's just my favorite funny story. As I can see it in my mind.
What's up, Jazzy? You need to go.
Yes, darling, I'm listening.
Mom, not me.
What did you? What
does she want?
What's up?
Do you want mommy to make a bed?
You want me to make your bed?
She's rolling backwards.
Just like a slide. Go and tell William. He knows how to do that. Okay. He's going to do it for you. He knows exactly how to do that. And tell Zora to help as well. She knows what to do. Okay?
And then they can all fight together over the bed slide. Made from the fold-out couch in the bedroom. Wasn't quite as good as the board slide.
Oh, the board slide was great. Sorry, I'm yawning again.
I'm so bored by my own podcast.
I'm bored by the board slide.
Did you like my riddles earlier for the kids?
Yes. G made riddles for the kids today. It was really funny. He made up these riddles that rhymed. It was a bit weird sometimes for obvious reasons because you needed to make them rhyme. And then he's hidden these animals, right? That the electro doggy. They call it electro doggy.
Which is a good name for it.
Yeah, he's hidden the electro doggy and the sheep and what was the third thing? The unicorn. And the unicorn.
Yes, the unicorn.
And
naturally.
And he'd hide these three objects in a room, and then he would tell them riddles to find them by. That was quite fun.
I like that. Simple little exercise.
Yeah, it was good. That was good.
And the kids liked it as well.
It was a bit difficult sometimes.
Well, that was the whole point.
Like the cup. Bored.
C up plus the opposite of excited.
Yes, and they were all looking, trying to see what's up.
Exactly. It's a riddle. It's a riddle because it has many possible meanings.
See up, and the opposite of excited is cupboard. Right?
Cupboard.
Cupboard.
I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to make fun of you by repeating everything that you say.
You got so triggered yesterday. Oh my god. Yeah, because you were talking with your mouth full, and I made fun of you talking with your mouth full. And you were like, you don't have to make fun of me. It was so funny. Because you do it all the time
You
to
kept
me.
asking about something, and
But because you do you do it all the time to me. Like when I talk with my mouth full, you go, "Boo, boo, 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 boo." What language are you speaking? I don't understand. Yeah, and then I make fun of you, and you're like, "Ding! I'm going to kill you now."
I kill you.
My name is Ahmed.
Kill you dead.
I made a joke.
You made a what? A what? A what?
Joke.
A joke.
Yes.
Oh.
I kill you.
Not funny now.
No. It was funny a few years ago, though.
The truth is always funny.
Sorry?
The truth is always funny.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Mm.
Even if it's brutal, that's just the way that it is.
We should watch again.
Wishy what?
We should watch it again.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
We will, I'm sure. So, end of the year review.
So what are we going to do now for our listeners out there, watchers? For our stalkers out there?
The stalkers.
Yeah.
We talk to the stalkers.
Mm-hmm.
We listen to the listeners.
Mm-hmm.
We watch the watchers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What are we going to do for them? What are we...
We're running out of food. We're running out of food.
Yeah, no.
Zora says we're running food.
Yeah, we are completely. There is some more risotto, sweetie.
Food. She doesn't want
She doesn't want
risotto.
risotto, of course not. Oh, you do?
Oh,
She does want risotto.
she does want it. Wow.
Is there no risotto left on the table that you haven't finished for lunch? Is it still on the table? Are you going to finish it now? Good. Enjoy. There you go.
But
So,
she's right.
we're running out of food.
We're running out of food, you know.
Yeah, I know.
She ran into the fridge, I think. So please don't come here with that dog. Please don't come here with the dog. Please.
Can I see the dog? Okay, never mind.
Dogs should always be held upside down under your arm. There you go. Just in case you're unsure.
So what are we going to give our watchers
again.
and listeners instead of the practical parenting
Well,
advice?
that's up to them.
What would
Well-
you guys like? She's eating her lunch at the table.
So,
Hmm?
well, maybe short, focused videos, but see, in my opinion, the length of the video doesn't really determine whether or not people watch it or part of it. It doesn't, because some of the most watched podcasts, like the Stefan Molyneux call-in shows from Freedom In Radio. Maybe you can hear the dog in the background, or Joe Rogan podcast. I mean, those are 2.5 to 3 hours long.
Yes, but they are always thick.
Excuse me.
They're saturated. They're saturated with information.
Well, we're saturated with
You don't
information.
have Stefan Molyneux going for 20 minutes about
His mother.
hair and bread or something.
Yeah, but he's just like one person. So.
Yeah.
Well, what's your point? I don't get your point. What's your point?
Well, my point
Are you
is,
saying you're boring?
yeah. My point is that people sometimes get discouraged by if something is not happening straight away at the beginning.
That's their fucking problem.
Yeah, no, I'm just explaining it to you, okay? Because I've had these reactions by people. You know, people turn it on, and they told me this specifically. Okay,
Yeah, but
more than one
that
person.
that doesn't make them go and watch the short focused videos either, right? It just doesn't happen. It's there's no difference. I mean, those people just want to criticize. That's all they want to do. They just want to turn it on, and because they don't get exactly what they want straight away, they want to criticize, or they want to let you know we're giving you our feedback. But really, it's them just telling us that they don't have the mental ability to focus for longer, or maybe it is just not interesting for them. In which
Maybe
case,
they really
what
don't
fuck do
have
you
the
think they're
time. I mean,
doing
people
anyway?
don't have the time to wait for 20 minutes until the point comes.
Oh, yes, they do.
Right.
People have much more time than they think they have. Every time somebody says, I just don't have the time, it's a cover. It's an excuse. Every single time someone says, I just don't have the time, it's a cover for something else. I'm not saying it's not important what they're saying, but it's a cover for something else.
I'm going to remind you about that because you use that as well.
No, I don't have the time to use it.
There you go.
Sorry? What? Did I say something wrong?
Crazy person.
No, but seriously, it's
You
like
say that
that.
all the time. It's like I tell you to do something, and you're like, "Oh, it's on my it's 156th thing
I
on
put
my
it on
list
my
of
list.
things
I
to
don't
do.
see-
I just don't have the time to do it right now."
I can't make a statement about that. That might or might not be how I present the information. I try to present it in the fact of it's on the list, right? And I'm working my way through the list. There is an issue with time, but when people say I just don't have the time, that just means priorities, values, urgency. It's something else. It's got nothing to do with time and everything to do with the organization of other things.
Oh,
happening
for
in
me,
a
when
person's
somebody says I don't
environment.
have the time for this, it is synonymous. It's
If they say it in
synonymous.
that
to
tone of
say-
voice, it just means fuck you.
No, for me, it's synonymous to say it is not on my. It's not top priority for me right now. It's the same thing. It's like when you go to the shop and you
Yeah,
say,
parenting is not a priority for most people. Most people are just like, it's a bigger priority for guys. How can I make my dick bigger? Or
"Is it?"
for women, how can I get that perfect shade on my cheek?
Well, that's
Then-
stupid. It's just stupid generalization. Seriously, it's
No.
stupid.
You walk into a shopping mall. The local shopping mall here, just like every other shopping mall that exists in this country and probably on the fucking planet, right?
Mhm.
Has several shops that just sell coloring for women's faces. Different
And?
things they can put on their face.
So
So I'm just
what?
saying that's a higher priority for people. It's a fact that it's a higher priority for people because huge companies are based on that, and the shopping malls have shops, and then people spend. I don't know how much money they spend. A fuck lot of money on all of that. Yeah, and there's also a sex shop where I'm sure that you can buy weird shit. So these things are more important than parenting. There's not a
just because
there's
there's a
not
shop doesn't mean that it's more important.
Yes,
than
it does
parenting.
because
No,
that
it
means
doesn't.
that means
So you've
there's
got-
an industry based around it.
And
There's a
then you
commercial
go to
industry
the
based around it.
bookstore and you've got about 20 books about parenting that people buy and read. Okay, so how can you say that one is a priority and the other one isn't? I mean, that's
because
just
they're bigger
stupid.
industries. No, it's a fact. It's a fact based on numbers. There are far more people spending talking in the hundreds of thousands more on looking good rather than thinking correctly. On how they present.
You're talking about
themselves,
a
their
group of
image,
people,
rather
but you're not-
than you haven't let me finish any of my sentences.
Because what you're saying is silly.
It's not. It's there. I just said a fact. I just said you walk into a local shopping mall, and there's in the local shopping mall here, like everywhere else, there's at least 3 shops that I only know one of them. Well, specifically what one of them sells because I have to walk past it to get out of the place to get from here into town. I don't even go into the shopping mall. I just have to walk through it to get anywhere, and there's a shop there that has only stuff for your lips and your face and your I don't know of other parts of your body, maybe your nails. And
Yeah, but
this
Hello, everybody.
This is going to really make my life hell now, because now I have to take 2 videos and re-edit them into one, which is this is the one. Well, you don't fucking get anything about technical stuff at all, do you? I mean, if it was left to women, we'd still be living in tree houses, right? So
Says he. So, yeah, I was shouting at you because of the makeup stuff that you said. That
yes,
was
because
completely
women wear too
ridiculous.
much makeup, and they do it because they're trying to impress someone who obviously has low IQ, because who the hell's going to be impressed with a woman's makeup? Who the hell's going to go, oh wow, I really love the shade on your cheeks, and wow, your eyebrows look so much better now that you've plucked them out and penciled them in.
Says the man who obviously can just put himself in the shoes of any other woman, and he
I wouldn't put myself in any woman's shoes, because they
No.
can't even fucking walk around in them, because they're shaped like triangles, for fuck's sake. I mean, who the hell would? I don't understand why they don't fall on their face everywhere they go, the size of the heels that
That's because they can
have on.
walk.
No, because they end up like they're tiptoeing around like antelopes or something.
What kind of women have you been meeting?
I've seen them in the mall. I've seen them. I'm not.
Why
I'm
the hell do
making it
you
up.
go to the mall and observe the
I have to.
mall
I
women?
don't. I
The
have to
mall
walk
women.
through it. I have to
The
walk
mall
through it to get
women
into
are a
town for
small
my meeting.
percentage of women, or
No,
maybe a half.
No, they're a
percent.
large percentage of society, because the local shopping mall has like 50,000 visitors a day.
So
or
you go to
something.
the mall and you judge all women by the ones that you see in the mall who buy the makeup that's in the mall, right? Is that correct? Why the hell don't you go to the park where the mothers are running around in their sports shoes, pushing
there makeup
prams with no makeup
with
on
it?
and with hair sticking out of their armpits because they don't have any time to shave it? What's happening, Jazzy?
Oh, Jazzy's angry because she can't. No, she's angry because Zora
She
won't.
wasn't able to steal.
Yeah, because she wasn't able to steal the
Can I
tablet.
solve the problem?
I don't know. Can you? I don't know. There you go. So, I'm going to have to edit all of this now in the video part, and add some second part, as Facebook just shut down the live stream. But that's the way it goes, I suppose. Life's not about being perfect. It's about living and learning. It's about taking small steps forward. It's about taking action. Because if you're not making mistakes, you're not doing anything, right? So you really have to focus on understanding all the little things. That's what we've been talking about in the 69 episodes of the Practical Parenting Podcast that we never planned. We never planned to do a Practical Parenting Podcast. It just came out of turning on my mobile phone one day, and while we were out on the balcony and talking about what was important, and it seemed like a nice thing to do. It's been an interesting journey. We've learned a lot about the technology. I've spent a lot of time solving technical problems. I've spent a lot of time setting things up, trying to get them to look nice, to look good, to look right, trying to get the audio right, trying to get the video right. Careful, excuse me, talking about getting things right. Let me just solve this problem for you. Okay. So yeah, we've done the Facebook Live experience. We've done the YouTube Live experience. We've had computers crashing. We've had things, all the behind the scene things, all the behind the scenes stuff. Get it right. Things. All the. Fuck you too. Right.
It's funny.
It's not that funny. It's fun. Oh, or maybe it is for you. So funny that it hurts.
Anything hurts after those 100 press-ups. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. It's okay. Keep breathing.
I was slightly hysterical. Okay.
Oxygen. Oxygen will help you. Right. Yeah, even this week I've spent time with why is this working and that not working, and adding cables and boxes and bits and pieces of little things to make sure that that everything hangs together. Even these mics, right? Like the taped parts. Right? You still see the tape hanging off them as we have
Speak.
two mics taped in there as a backup in case something goes wrong. People don't see the backups. People just think that's one thing that's just not appreciated when somebody makes a backup system to cover in case things fuck up, because 99 out of 100 people don't have a backup system for anything. They don't have a backup way to do anything. They don't have a backup plan. They've got one way and that's it. And it's really helpful in the long term to have a plan B or an alternative solution in case things go wrong.
Yes.
Yes, that's a really nice idea.
You stole my everything. I wanted to yell at you because of the makeup stuff. And now I can't because you already moved on.
I stole your everything.
Yeah. Is that a bit of a general statement?
It's a bit of a wild statement. It's like you come swinging at me with a baseball bat. You stole my everything! Take this! Take this. Clunk. What was that about? I'm not sure. She said he stole her everything. He stole her everything. Oh my God, did you hear that? Wow.
Oh, mean guy. I meant you stole my thread. You stole my, I wanted to talk about the topic that we were talking about, and he just moved on.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Stand here like
and wait for me?
Okay.
Like a puppy. Yeah, no, never mind. Whatever. It's not important. Makeup is not important.
Exactly, I agree.
I
absolutely agree.
Yeah.
100%. It's not important at all.
My point was that I still have to make it. Just because you have makeup doesn't mean that it's a priority over anything else in your life.
It doesn't mean that you value it, though. Because otherwise you wouldn't have it.
Same like you value socks, right?
No, there's a difference. There's a difference between necessities and extras. You could very easily go out without makeup, right? But you couldn't very easily go out without socks.
You could. Not in the winter. No.
See? Lesson learned. Point made. There we go. Ticket punched.
Okay, sorry, not socks. Your hair trimmer, okay.
Was that a random statement? Your hair trimmer. Just kind of, it's a game. It's a game. Your Christmas present underwear.
No, it's
no.
One that's a size smaller than my arse.
Yeah, but you could like shoehorn yourself into it if you tried.
I'll try at some point, I'm sure. When I forget to wash the laundry. Anyway, I was just trying to find a better comparison. Okay, so I will compare my makeup to your hair trimmer. Okay, you're going to hair your trim. You're gonna trim your hair at some point. Right? You're not gonna just grow it wild and let yourself look like an idiot, because that's just.
Well, that's what I've done.
No, it's not.
that's what I've done.
That's why you trim your hair every I don't know, every.
We're going live just to unlive ourselves.
Yes, because Facebook obviously got the message that this is the last time, and Facebook is saying shut the F up already. And it keeps terminating us. So.
There we go.
Yeah.
That says it all, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can't trust the technology.
So we're just going to say bye-bye. It was very nice to be able to podcast to you guys out there for these past, how many months?
4 months.
for these past 4 months.
And
What started on the balcony is a fun little experiment.
I think it's a good record of that period of time. I think it serves as a good record of that 4 months.
Do you think we're going to go back to it in like 10 years?
Yeah, you go back to it in 10 years and you'll either
Jump
feel
out of the window.
nostalgic or you'll want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's the way that it works. But then if you are nostalgic about it, it probably means you haven't learned anything, right? And if you want to jump out of a window, it's because you've learned so much more over that period of time.
Yeah.
So it's actually a
just wanna
positive thing.
erase it from the internet forever.
You're right there. You're just letting your thoughts come out of your mouth without thinking about them first, right? Yeah.
Well, you can't really let your thoughts come out of your mouth without thinking, because if you're letting your thoughts come out, that means that you're thinking inherently.
No. Well,
if you didn't think, you wouldn't have thoughts, right? So.
Okay, yeah. What I want to say is that words come out of people's mouths very often without them thinking. To think that everyone thinks is a giant mistake. Most people don't.
Without, I would say without evaluating what you're thinking.
Great. I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
Right, as usual.
People out there know. People out there who are connected with me mentally know what I mean. Right? People out there?
Yeah, and if you're watching the video and I do finally stitch it together or manage to edit it together somehow, then go
Where is
find
Alex Sosa now?
Wait, can you let me finish a sentence? I haven't got through the whole podcast without you jumping into the middle of what I'm saying every time I try to fucking say something. My God, have you not learned anything in the last 69 podcasts?
No.
Preboha. So, in the event that someone does find this and they want to know what they missed, because you missed stuff, then you can go to the audio podcast where you get the whole thing unedited and raw, and it might make more sense just because. Thank you for not interrupting. Now you're scared to speak, right?
No, I've lost my thread again.
You never had it in the first place. Right.
Yeah, I was saying, where are all those people who always watch us now? Now, during the last podcast, they should come and say goodbye.
No, because they're on their Christmas holidays. They're all skiing in mountains.
Oh, I'd like to do that. Why aren't we skiing in the mountains?
Because we can't afford it. We don't have enough money to go skiing.
We do have mountains.
I got invited skiing today. This is a story I haven't told you yet.
Okay, you got invited skiing.
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, I'd love to come, but I don't have any skis and I don't have any money for a ticket.
Yeah, basically. That's what I said. It's expensive to take 5 people up a hill in the middle of nowhere.
Of course. And get skis for them.
Just so that they can
get
slide
tickets for them. Yeah. Just so that the 3 kids can fall on their asses the entire day.
Yeah, not that it's not fun, but it is expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. It is fun, but it's not a priority right now for us. I do hope, though, that we will get there in the future to a point where we can take all the kids on the slope and teach them how to ski, teach them how to skate, and teach them how to do all those things that I need to learn how to do.
It's called making a plan.
No, it's called teaching them how to ski.
No, it's called making a plan. You have to make the plan first. Right. Well, the kids do their thing in the background. We'll do our thing here and say thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching. Are you crying? What are you doing?
I'm saying goodbye. I'm saying goodbye to everybody. We'll be back. We'll be back speaking nonsense about something else at some point during our lives again, right?
You're not even sure about that, are you?
Well, I don't know, because you always have plans and suggestions, and then it turns out that you never said what I thought that you said, and then I'm all confused. So.
Oh, are you confused because of me? That's why you're confused. Okay. I see where this is going. All right. Fair enough. Bye-bye, world. It's the end.
Bye bye. Have a wonderful New Year celebration.
Have a good
Don't
life.
get pissed.
Get pissed.
Plan your year. Have
Don't
New
plan
Year's
anything.
resolutions.
Uterus solutions.
New Year's resolutions.
Sorry. Heard the wrong thing.
No uterus solutions. No. And don't get discouraged by about how
What?
resolutions are all useless. Just go ahead and make them. I made mine.
Don't forget to
and
hug yourself.
Don't forget to hug yourself and scratch your shoulders, because it's really nice. No, seriously, hugging yourself and stroking yourself is
You
a good
stop
way
doing that. Yes, no. Yes, no, seriously. I don't know what to think after you start like that.
It means seriously, yes, hug yourself,
No.
because psychologically, hugging yourself, stroking yourself, talking to yourself actually
Means that
has
you're completely insane.
therapeutical effects on you. If you have not had enough love as a child, then you're basically reparenting yourself. You're giving yourself what you have missed. And even though it looks like you're completely crazy, it actually helps. So feel free to do that if it makes you feel good.
Bang! As Jazzy throws something across the floor. Should we let them go?
Yeah, okay.
Bye-bye,
It's
world.
hard to let you go, world. Bye-bye. Have fun. Have a lovely day and a year and the rest of your lives.